What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel where you subscribe for daily updates on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We're going to take a look at the charts. Could we be seeing a massive drop today or this weekend? We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to look at what areas to watch. So definitely stick around for the whole video because you're going to get a bunch of different points of view all the way down to the smaller time frames. So let's get into it. And don't forget to check out the free Discord. There's a link below in the description. And let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading in any markets. Before we begin, I want to remind you we're doing a Ledger Nano S hard wallet giveaway. We're doing that on Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, tick the notification bell, select all, and make sure your notifications are turned on in YouTube. A lot of people are saying they're not getting notifications. Well, make sure your notifications are turned on. Then you'll get them. Also, make sure you scroll down, smash that like button, and leave your comment. What I'll do is I'll select a comment on Sunday. That'll pick a random winner. And that's what we're doing. So don't forget to do all that. Anyways, Fear and Greed Index, we're at 44. We raised 3 points from yesterday, still in the fear zone. And hopefully my mic is right today. I got everything adjusted correctly, I think. The last few days, I even went out and bought a new mic thinking that was the problem. Was real scratchy, but I was still having the problem yesterday with the new mic. So I think I got it taken care of this time. You guys let me know. And let's take a look at the macro. Nothing but lower highs, guys. Also, higher highs in the price action. And people say, how can you have lower highs and then higher highs in the price action? Well, RSI follows the bodies. So if we look down here at the RSI, we're having lower lows, higher highs in the price. That is bearish divergence. Let's look at the weekly. And I notice other people are starting to talk about the bearish divergence. If you've been watching this channel, we've been talking about it for well over a month. So anyways, let's look at what's going on in the weekly. So this is the area we've been watching. So on the very bullish case scenario, these are the high bullish targets. But unless we can cross this trend line right here, as you can see, we had a big bull trap here, crossing the trend line, coming back down. And right now it lies around 10,930. But if you zoom in, you can see the 8 EMA is at about 10,720 is our resistance, and the 13 EMA is about 10,550. Whichever one of these breaks right now will be our next direction. I want to look at the RSI, and as you can see, I do think it does look like we are doing another head and shoulders here. And I think there's some massive trading opportunities coming up, and today may be one of them. But the bigger picture here is I'm looking for a retest of the bottom of this trend line, and that would confirm the plummet that I do think is coming in the near future. It could take, it could take months to get down there. It doesn't mean it's going to shoot down in one straight line, so be aware of that. But across in a weekly close below this here, and it's going to get ugly, guys. But down here is a great opportunity to long or buy, whether you're holding or trading, whatever, if we get down to this level. So keep that in mind. And if you are interested in trading where you can make money no matter what direction Bitcoin's going, if you play it right, be careful. It is dangerous. Make sure you use risk management, use stop losses, but you can trade on Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. The other exchanges trade against you. These guys do not. I will leave a tutorial up top. Make sure to check it out. And if you use my links below, I have a link down below for Prime XBT. Also, Savy 50 will get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit up to 1 Bitcoin. Savy 25 will get you 25% off the fees. Even if you already have an account, you could put those promos in and get them. So you could trade Bitcoin, EOS, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, Forex, DAO, S&P, gold, oil, silver, all on leverage by just using your Bitcoin. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. I am still currently in my shorts. I actually added another one yesterday, and I'm currently up $783. We started this account with 0.1 Bitcoin. As of right now, we are at 0.27 Bitcoin. So we are up 170%. I do believe we got much further to go, and I will show you. Now, let's look at the weekly. So like I said, on the weekly, the $10,900 range is this trend line. A break above that, I would get bullish. Otherwise, I think we are bearish here, guys. A break of the 13 EMA, which is around 10,550. Our next stop would be the 21 EMA, which is about 10,200. A break of that, we could be looking at 9,250, and a break of that back down to this trend line about 8,800, which will match up with a lot of price action that we're going to be looking at here. So looking at the white rising broadening wedge, measured move of that, it's 38.23. Remember, we have a CME gap all the way down to 30, I think it's, what is it, 35.70 is where, yeah, 35.70 is where the CME gap is. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying it has to go down there, but it's definitely possible. And we may not see that till next year. So look at the pink rising broadening wedge. Measure move of that one is 6,500. And as of currently, the line that I'm looking to break is right around 10,130. If we break that, most likely we're going to have a nice waterfall. Let's take a look at the daily. And this is what I showed you in the wow, I can't even think this morning. This is what I showed you in the thumbnail. I do think we are going to have another black swan event. I've been talking about this for quite some time. As you can see over here, what happened. Definitely a possibility of what's going to happen over here. There are points that we could stop before to invalidate it. But as you can see, last time we had this rise, the RSI reset a little bit and came crashing down. I do think we are going to see pretty much the same thing over here. We'll have to watch and see, but let's see what's going on today. I know everybody is looking at this as a triangle. I have that in the next chart, but as of right now, I'm still looking at this as a rising broadening wedge. And the measured move of a break of this wedge, if we were to break today, would get us around, actually, would get us around the 89.50 range. A break of it, looking at it as a bear flag, which I don't so much consider it a bear flag anymore, it gets us around the $8,700 range. Those are the targets there, but remember the 200 EMA right now lies around the 9,900. So I would expect a bounce somewhere in that area at least. Now let's look at the 4 hour. This is where it gets interesting. If you guys were watching yesterday's video, and I also put this in the Discord, we talked about it last night. As you can see, we had this head and shoulders form in the 4 hour RSI, drew a neckline there and told everyone to watch for a rejection, which that's exactly what happened. And if we zoom in here, it does look like we may be forming another head and shoulders right here. So watch for a break of this trend line to come down and retest this line. Now, a break of this trend line here in the 4 hour is going to be our drop if we do get there. Let's take a look at the targets for that. So first of all, we'll look at the bigger picture, which is this rising wedge. And if we look at the measure move of that is 6,000. Now a fake out to the upside, if we do come up and break, this would be the bullish case scenario. I'll show you that real quick, even though I'm bearish and I do believe the bearish scenario is what's going to play out. But if we come up here, we could retest this at 10,750. Actually 10,770. If we break that, we could be coming up to retest this trend line here around 11,000. That could be a fake out and then continuation down. Or if that was to break, the really bullish case scenario is we come up and retest the 12.5 again, which would be retesting this wedge. Although I don't think that's going to happen, we're going to look at some other targets here. But first, we want to look at the big picture. And I hope you guys are learning from this stuff. But taking the Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high, we have our Fibonacci retracement levels. The first one being 10,445, which we keep playing with. Another next break of that, which is the 0.236 fib, I see it's going down to the 9,200. That is the 0.382 fib. The next stop, if that does not hold, is 8165, 0.5 fib. And then we have between the 6850 and the 7140 is the golden pocket zone. I see other people calling the golden pocket zone 0.618 to the 0.786. That is a $2,400 difference. Don't go by that, guys. The golden pocket zone is a 0.618 to the 0.65. But anyways, a break of that gets us our $6,000 target. The 0.786 fib is at 56.75. A break of that, excuse me, and we're most likely coming down to close that CME gap all the way down at the bottom. Now let's zoom in and look at the more immediate price action in the areas. I told you the bullish case. Now let's look at the bearish case. If we come down and break this level around 10,450, guys, we are most likely headed down to this range. We have tested this trend line a few times, tested this trend line a few times. Whichever one of these breaks is going to, even if we break the top here, guys, it could be a fake out, get a quick wick up, and drop down. We see that all the time in these, so be aware that that is a major possibility. That would be a bull trap. Come up here, slam back down, and continue down to our targets. So be aware that that could happen. Vice versa for the bullish case, could happen, get a fake drop out to the bottom and go up. So be aware, although, like I said, I am bearish here. If we look, we're getting rejected right now at the EMAs. So just another bearish sign. Now let's take a measured move here. We measure this whole thing from the lowest point, the widest point of the triangle here. And if we break down, that gets us around the 88.90, which is a good level, I do believe. And if we were to break up and it was a real breakout, could get us up to around $12,300 range. Although I don't see that happening. Let's take a look at my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. There's a link below along with other affiliate links down there. It really helped the channel out. If you can just scroll down and check them out. If you can use them, great. If not, that's okay too. She has a lot of cool crypto stuff on here. She can put any saying, any family pictures, anything you want on any of this stuff, and it's quality stuff too, guys. It's not iron on junk. So check it out if you haven't already. If you have any questions, hit her up in the contact. And let's take a look at the 1 hour, then we'll move on to Litecoin and Ethereum. So let's take a look at the bigger picture first. We've had a measured move, measuring this rising channel here. The measured move of that is just measuring the width of the triangle. Gets us down to that $9,700 range, which would close the CME gap down here. And then let's look at our other targets here. One of our targets from yesterday's video almost hit. We had 10,521 and we hit 5,000 or 10,529. So it was pretty close. Not quite all the way down. Let's take a look now where we're at. And if we look at this as a bear flag, from where we broke down, that gets us to around 10,450. Let's look at the RSI. Yeah, that could get us down to this range in the RSI. A bigger drop would get us down to our lower targets here. Be aware, there is a lot of room in the bigger time frame RSIs though. And then also we have this measured move here from this rising broadening wedge. The breakdown from that gets us to $10,200 range. And then of course we look at this as a head and shoulders. The measured move of that gets us down to the 10,328 area. So that's in the 1 hour. That's what I'm looking at, guys. Still bearish here in my opinion. Litecoin, nothing has changed, guys. If you want to also check out yesterday's video if you haven't seen it already with the NVT. It's pretty interesting, shows some more proof of some long-term downside. But the first target here is still at 38.62. Second target 31.25. If you want to see how I got those targets, go on to look at the prior videos and I show you in detail. Same thing. But a break of this trend line here, which is around 52, then we could be going bullish. But Ethereum, a break of the 400, we could be going bullish. Still bearish in my opinion. First target 246, second target 200. We've had these here forever. Let's take a look at the DXY dollar index. As you can see, we never closed a daily below this support. It does look pretty bullish today. Let's look at the RSI. RSI is not really telling us much as of right now, but my target from this breakout, as long as we don't close the daily below this support, is still around the 95.85 range. And I do believe there will be a drop in Bitcoin and most likely Dow and everything else along with it as this goes up to our target. Once we hit our target here, then we can start looking at a possible bounce for Bitcoin. If this plays out, Bitcoin will be going down while this goes up. And once we get up here, then we can start looking to long Bitcoin. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it, guys. I do want to stress, don't forget to scroll down, smash the like button, and leave your comments below to get entered to win the Ledger Nano. Also, let me know what you think. Are you bullish here? Are you bearish? I'm really curious to see where everybody's at with that. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you for commenting and smashing the likes. That really helps the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you could share the video if you belong to any groups, I would really, really appreciate that. And thanks a lot, guys. That's about it for today. I will see you tomorrow. I'm out.